Yeah, really, dude. Yes, yes, yes. It's the Cast Worthy Podcast. This is a special episode. We're calling "Detangling the Entanglement."
Mm,
Um, yeah, it's
mm.
a weird out Monday night. Quick touch base because yesterday's Oscars fiasco. Will Smith went kind of crazy on him. I think he's had enough. Everyone has a breaking point, and
Mhm.
y'all went ahead and broke uh Mike Lowry. He
Mike
came out.
Lowry. Mike Lowry. God
Mike
damn it.
Lowry. Mike
God
Lowry
damn
popped up.
Mm.
Um did you guys watch it? You guys watch it live or like was it just like catch up on for you?
it. I was asleep.
N- Nah, I was watching Billions, and my phone is going off with y'all in the chat going crazy about it. But I'm ignoring the chat because I'm like I'm watching my show, you know. And then my brother
My
texts me and
program.
he's like, "Yo, you saw this shit?" And like my brother's saying he's taking a social media diet. He's not going to use social media for like a month. And I'm like, if he's seeing this shit, like it must be what y'all talking about, because you know. So I go on there and he posted the video, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I go in the chat and see y'all talking about it, and I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy, yo. So I turned Billions off and turned the Oscars on. Obviously, it had already happened, but I'm just watching to see like if some more fireworks pop off. So I watched the rest of the Oscars for the rest of the night, just in case, you know.
Right. I think that's what everybody was doing. Like I was sitting here and scrolling through the timeline. I completely forgot the Oscars was on.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw somebody say, "What just happened? Did Will Smith just smack?" And I'm like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" So then I started searching the interwebs, and I was like, "Oh shit. What a skit. That's a nice little skit they had." Right?
Right.
I was like, that was an interesting little skit. And so then I was like, okay, so then I got a text from somebody with the uncensored version. And what showed me that it was real was we know body language. We know nigga body language. Like his body language when he was like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And then once again, made sure that he projected much louder this time.
Mm-hmm.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I was like, no, that wasn't no skit. that was not that was not a skit. Mike Lowry done shown up and shown out, and Pookie just took it.
Mm.
Ate that joint.
Yeah.
He,
Will Smith is not a small guy, yo.
I
Nah.
give it to him. He swallowed it. Pause. Chris Rock. He listen, man. He got a jaw on him. He got a jaw on
Oh
him because
wow. Just keeping it going, huh?
uh,
This motherfucker
I
is
think
flagrant.
you think it was warranted.
No,
Man, I don't, man. You know,
no.
two grown ass. You can't even say grown ass. Dog, these are two 50-year-olds, bro. These are two almost senior
Millionaires.
citizens. Two
Millionaires at that.
damn near senior citizen, early bird special, fucking old ass men. You know, argue keep my wife name out your like that. Sound like some
Oh,
shit.
oh,
Like
your
some
fucking mouth.
yeah. That
What
sound like some
for
19-year-old
to
shit, bro.
to be fair, Vari, it wasn't two. It was only one. One
Right.
was a victim.
That's true.
Chris Rock was a victim in this whole shit. This nigga ain't even know it was coming. Like you could see where he was puzzled for a minute,
Yeah.
He was like,
and then it.
Richard.
You know what though? You know what you can tell
Oh
though from Chris
shit.
Rock when Steve say that or whatever. He been rich too long, though.
Yeah,
Because like if I talk some shit about somebody's wife and I see him coming at me, the first thing in my mind ain't like, you know what's about to happen now. You know, I guess we're gonna
right.
do a skit. I'm thinking like, yo, like I guess he want the smoke. You know what I mean?
The combat training kicking MVP.
Like, yo,
Yeah, but he probably thought it was cool because remember, if you look at it, Will initially laughed. He's
Will was
laughing.
fucking dying.
He was cracking up. He probably looked over at Jada. Jada's face looked like who done it and ran. Looked like Will had an entanglement, and you know he felt like he had to do what he had to do. He tried to get stripes, is what it seemed like. It seemed
No,
like
no,
Will
no,
was
no,
trying.
Steve. That's not what it is. What do we say on this podcast all the time? The pussy is undefeated.
Undefeated.
Will's kid. He looks over and it's like, oh,
Hmm.
You better do something.
You know what it is? She probably been going extra with the dome, literally, because she bald now. Like, because it's easy for me to step out on a bitch that's bald. Yo, listen, if I had $1 for every time there was a bald-headed black girl joke made, if somebody got slapped every time, never mind. I'm gonna stop.
Let's also couple the fact that Regina Hall earlier in the evening made it extremely uncomfortable for Will in bringing up the open relationship shit.
right.
Yeah, it was the buildup. It's the listen, man. Will Smith been the butt of jokes for a year now.
Mm-hmm.
You got somebody your kid's age sleeping with your wife behind your back, open relationship or not, right? So we have to assume that maybe there was some type of agreement that we discuss who you sleep with, because why would he be so frustrated about August Alsina, right? Unless unless what a lot of people saying they was both sleeping with him. He got jealous because what they say, you have a threesome and then next thing you know they cheating on you together.
Yeah, I mean, but that dude was going on a world tour, airing out their dirty laundry for all this time. They had to have the red table talk. This man cried and became a meme. Then Regina. Then when you look at the Regina Hall joke, Will laughing, but he looked uncomfortable. Jada was cracking the fuck up. So maybe Will feeling the heat coming down the pike from that. But he's laughing like you said, and then looked over at Jada. She gave him that look. This man got up and he had damn near half a minute from his seat to the stage and hauled off and slapped this dude.
He thought he was Hancock. He did the superhero walk and everything, yo. Like Chris Rock, if you watch the whole shit, like, because a lot of the videos that are up now are cutting it off. But if you watch the whole joint, like afterwards, where he was trying, you could tell he was like, he was thrown, yo. He trying to catch his words and shit. It was bad, yo.
Really?
Really, dude? It was a joke. And the worst part wasn't, yo, it wasn't even that wasn't the worst part. Yo, that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was he said, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And he was like, I will. Like, no.
I will.
No. That's not how that goes. You just smacked me, nigga. You're going to have to come back up. Yeah, you're going to have to come back up here for seconds because I got more jokes in the tuck.
And the crazy part is, like, no one was watching the Oscars. Well, not no one, but how many people weren't watching the Oscars? And then you do this in defense of your wife, as if Chris was, assaulting her, something like that. Mm-hmm. But you do this, and now more people are going to pay attention to this incident and the situation more than anything. Mm-hmm. And comics are going to use this for material for the next 15 years, dog.
Yep. South Park episodes, comedian shows.
Yo,
you're gonna see like animated shit on YouTube.
Chris Rock is on tour already. So Chris Rock he's on tour, and they're saying that in Boston he's in Boston this week, and his tickets sold out like overnight.
Immediately.
More than anything.
He gotta address it. He gotta say something.
Yeah, he has to add that to his act.
If you think about another guy from from Philly who got into some emotional ass shit, and ended up becoming a meme, kind of fucked him up. Talking about, my man Meek Mill with the whole Twitter finger shit with Drake. And then, it take years to build credibility. You know what I mean? It takes seconds to destroy it. And that, I know Will, Fresh Prince, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? But social media can mess your whole shit up, yo.
Yeah, and it's to the point of to what we see in the chat, no doubt this is going to be forever. This is going to be forever. Just like when Kanye, give me a minute, hold on, I'm gonna let you finish. Yeah, it's a wrap, man. Just to be serious for a second, though.
No.
To be serious, just for 1 second. The the one thing that I take away from this that's really negative is just the optics around it, right? What are comedians going to have to live through? Now you're going to have people thinking it's okay to be physical and assault someone if you're not happy with the joke, if you don't like the joke. And the first one that comes to mind for me is Dave Chappelle.
Corey,
you know what I'm saying?
Guys like Corey Holcomb and the ladies. I mean,
Corey.
And the narrative that's nasty right now that people are trying to paint is that Will and Chris Rock never had some smooth relationship. These dudes go back to the Fresh Prince days. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
they did. He made a joke about them boycotting the Oscars. 2016. There's no history. There's no bad blood. There's no hate. Like, stop the nonsense, man. Like he wouldn't even probably done the joke if it was that serious between those two. So like it's crazy now that
Will poked his chest out.
Yeah,
keeps playing in my mind.
The fact that he's joking about Jada and she has a condition, understanding to that, but I'm saying, let me finish. I'm saying understanding to that.
See, that's the problem with black people. Motherfuckers don't do no research. I'm not saying you. All day I see people like, oh, well, she's ill, she's sick. No. Alopecia is the same thing as a dermatologist fucking condition. She's healthy otherwise. This bitch could probably run a mile. She could sleep in August Alsina for hours at a time. She ain't sick. She healthy as hell. She got a skin condition. That ain't no condition.
Yeah, I mean it's an immune deficiency. But still, the point is,
y'all wasn't mad at Tupac when he talked about Prodigy sickle cells, though, right?
Yeah.
But, right.
But I mean, Chris Rock is a comedian. Chris Rock is a comedian. You sitting in the front row. Y'all have a relationship. It's not like this person is a stranger off the street. You know what I'm saying? Right. And at the end of the day, we always talk about movements and we talk about nonviolence. We talk about not putting your hands on people. Like, for real, when you look at this, you literally, if you're condoning this and you're the average regular person, keep this in mind. Okay, you're not Will Smith. This is not a controlled environment as the Oscars. You don't have millions of dollars. So if you at home, regular you, think it's okay that your man should just haul off and slap someone for anything and everything, you send them up to go to jail. Get the commissary ready. Okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Get the commissary ready. Or worse, jail or worse. You know what I'm saying? And when you get older, you got to understand that everything don't require a physical response. You know what I'm saying? Like my man that's a professional boxer, he said, yo, thank you all the women in my life that have grabbed me by the arm and said they ain't worth it. Everybody ain't worth to get slapped.
Don't turn your back on me after you done slap the shit out of me, dog. Like that's all I'm saying. That's how I know Chris Rock is getting old and has just been, away from Brooklyn too long.
Let's be clear. Just because I tell people this all the time growing up in New York, just because you from Brooklyn don't make you the toughest motherfucker in the world.
Don't. But you know what time it is.
Chris Rock's whole comedy bit was about his ass getting beat up his whole life. So that motherfucker wasn't going to get hit. You know what I mean?
But not just that though, EJ. Like, even if, like, it's some dudes who like look at somebody like 50, right? Like, I think 50 wants smoke every day, any time of day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, anytime you want it, he ready. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much money he got, right? And then you might have some dudes who, like you think about like Jay-Z was like, yo, I don't talk about selling drugs, being in projects. I don't do that no more. I'm talking about buying artwork and acquiring assets and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you get to a certain level and you reach a certain level of success and financial stability, etc., to where you just move different. You know what I mean? And so like violence, whether it's in defense or going on the attack, that shit is like in the back of your head somewhere. It's not even like
last resort. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Like a last resort kind of thing.
Yeah, nobody want to fight.
Even if you're somebody like Rock who says, "Okay, I got my ass beat all the time. I'm not used to fighting, etc." or whatever. Like, most people ain't gonna just sit around and get their ass kicked.
Right. Listen, you're not just gonna slap me in the middle of a room of people
Nah, dog.
on whether it's on TV or not. And I mean, you might slap me, but you're not gonna turn around and walk to your seat casually. Like you might have to walk backwards. Like I expect you to have enough respect to walk backwards and backpedal because if you turn around, I'm coming, dog. Like
he
Yeah.
they
slapped
going
he
they
slapped him and
cut to
walked away.
commercial.
Slapped him
Cut
and
to
walked away
commercial.
like he was supposed to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Man.
Button in his jacket on the way back.
Yeah.
Nah.
And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
the crazy
it
part
would have been
is
a problem, yo.
the crazy part is you did all of that right to then break bread with him later and have to apologize. So you could have taken that route. You could have walked on stage and said, "Hey man, that's pretty offensive. Can you apologize right now to Jada?" And it is easy to say what we would do, because we're in the outside looking in. But I mean, man, that it's just damn. I don't know. I don't know.
That was the last straw, yo. Like I think
Yeah.
Will, he got to that point and it was going and going, and then he looked over. He was joking. He looked over and just saw that probably the pain in her eyes. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm saying alopecia ain't shit, but mentally, right? It does cause mental distress, and they say there's no way to tell what causes it, but
Mhm.
a lot of people that are stressed already as is are people who are impacted by alopecia. So I'm assuming, right, he's been probably dealing with whatever mental bullshit she got going on because she is fucked up in the head. We've learned that in the last year and a half to two. um and then he looks over and he sees her face, distraught, and that's the protector in us, right? We talked about that, the provider and the protector. We talked about that on yesterday's episode, EJ. So he felt it's my time to justify what I have to do as a man and stand up for my wife. Stupid
Yeah,
as shit though, because he could have. I mean, Chris Rock right now has decided he wasn't gonna, press
press
charges. But
charges. Yeah.
after he goes to sleep, and his Jewish lawyer gets on the phone and calls him like,
Oh
"Yo,
Lord.
you are still paying child
Yo, you
support."
are you are on one
You are
right
on
now.
one tonight.
Yo, you are on
Wow.
one. How you know he got a
What?
Jewish
Wow.
lawyer?
Because the best lawyers are Jewish.
Oh
That's
Lord.
why.
Really? Really? Okay.
Yes.
Yo,
Besides Johnny Cochran, with the
wow.
exception of
Bro.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's real though. If because the LAPD is they were sitting back, they monitoring this shit. They got Twitter, they got these accounts. They like Will Smith. Oh yeah, that's a big bag. We got that one. We've been
mhm.
waiting for his ass a long time. We gonna get him. And had Chris Rock decided to press charges, that all for what?
That's a,
You know what I
But
and
mean?
but
that's a
this
lot
but
of
this
money, dog.
but this the shit that got me about it though, right? Is I saw the whole thing with them saying, "Oh, Chris Rock says he's not going to press charges," woo woo woo, right? This is not some domestic dispute where the cops show up. It's a he said, she said. We're not really sure what happened. The person who's the alleged victim don't want to talk to the cops, etc. So the cops are like, "Yo, it's nothing that we can do because we don't know what happened here." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This shit happened on live TV. Hundreds of
Right.
millions of people saw it. It's been retweeted hundreds of millions of times, and I've
Circulated.
seen this shit in slow motion. I've seen it in Japanese, in Korean, in China. You know what I'm saying? Like so. I don't understand what he need to press charges for. You see what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
saying?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised at that too, because typically the police can take that, take matters in their own hands. And
Yo.
and we as society now that we saying all of this stuff, we know right from wrong. We trying to become a more conscious, more socially, right society, and we condoning violence off a joke. So don't go to no comedy shows. You know what I mean?
Right.
All of you people at home that are saying, my man, I don't, if my man don't do and he's justified, you don't take your ass to no comedy show. Don't damn sure don't come to the ones in Baltimore, because the security here will fuck you up. Shout out to the security at the Comedy Factory and all the other places. Don't run on stage. And some of these comedians are not Chris Rock. They will fuck your man up. So don't
Exactly.
set your people up. Like we
Yo.
we got, what reality do we live in where you just think it's okay? You could just walk up and haul up and smack another motherfucker
Mhm.
with no
That's
consequences.
entitlement. It's entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
It's entitlement. And like I said, he saw an opportunity to get stripes. It's Chris Rock. Chris Rock is probably a B-level celebrity, C-level celebrity in to
Mm,
comparison to Will Smith. He's not on Will Smith level. He's not. He's not. You got A level, B level, maybe A1, A2, A3, but he is not A1 with Will Smith. So he saw an opportunity to get some stripes. He went up there because if it was Chappelle, doesn't happen. Doesn't happen.
I
If
don't
it was
think it happens
Bradley
with
Cooper,
Kevin Hart.
if it was Bradley
No.
Cooper, doesn't happen. Right?
Steve
If
I don't
it's
think it happens with
Harvey.
Kevin
a
Hart.
random
none of
white
that, yeah.
dude, doesn't happen. He saw an opportunity for stripes and he took his shot. And it's unfortunate for Chris Rock because he looks like a sucker in all of this. But the good thing is he took his lump and he kept it moving. But
That motherfucker
this is
was funny.
extremely calculated move by Joe Biden because not one post about gas prices today. Joe Biden set this up.
Oh shit.
No gas, no Putin, nowhere on the internet today. All
Yo.
Will Smith.
Putin mad as fuck right now. Algorithms are not in his favor. No one gives a shit.
The thing that I mean, I get that this kind of stuff take time or whatever, but I mean, I guess Rock got to be given some kind of kudos for being the bigger person, being the bigger man, etc. But I mean, if it's me and like I'm talking to my lawyer, like I'm suing the shit out of Will Smith, and I'm everything, dog. Like I can't sleep at night. I had to go get dental surgery. Anytime I see a hand, I have PTSD.
Yeah.
I can't get erections. Like like I couldn't find my fucking car keys. Everything that happened to me, I'm blaming on Will Smith. And I'm suing the shit out of this motherfucker, yo.
He knocked my LASIK out. I can't see out of this eye no more.
You motherfuckers are wild.
I went to McDonald's and they didn't put cheese on my shit because of Will Smith.
Because they see me as a bitch. They gave me cold French fries up this motherfucker.
Oh man, God,
it's fucked. It is messed up.
Yeah,
man.
back to the comedy part, man. I mean, it's comedy, like, and y'all know this dude, and the joke, granted, understanding of what she's going through, but it wasn't even that offensive. You know what I'm saying?
No,
right. And
if she was
go
bald
because
she had cancer, like if she was bald because she had cancer, and this nigga was like, "Yo, you're having a hard time breathing down there because your lungs getting attacked or some shit like that," then I can see. All right, now it's you know what I'm saying? It's all hands on deck. But you talking about like, come on, man, and it's not like it was super offensive. You talking about G.I. Jane, a bald bitch movie,
with a woman with a bald head.
I'm sorry. Yes, a bald-headed woman movie. However, VP wants it to be said, so we don't get canceled.
You are toxic as fuck tonight.
No, it's Monday. It's Monday, dog. It was a rough day at work.
Jesus Christ.
It was a rough day. But it wasn't even that bad, yo. Just like Chris Rock said, come on, man. It was a joke about G.I. Jane. If anything, he might have made a plug.
Joke. Yeah.
Right.
He might have made a plug.
G.I. Jane joke. Yo, this motherfucker.
And you know what else about it too? Like you think about it though, like I talked to my homegirl from work who's a great friend of the pod, watches all the episodes. Anytime like me and her talk, because she's so much younger than me, like I'll make a reference and she'll be like, "What does that mean?" You know what I mean?
Because how much younger is so much younger?
Right.
You be swearing
like, I mean, not so. I mean, she's like 10 years younger than me.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean? But
like your fucking grandfather and shit.
Right.
Hey, man, you see these graves, dog?
Oh my god. But, listen, don't put your entanglements out on this episode, VP.
We got that. Nothing like that.
So chill, because that motherfucker will end up missing. You got it.
It's my good friend. She's like I said, friend of the pod, yo.
Aaron will drown him in the bathtub.
But
let's try something new.
But nah, like when but like sometimes I be talking to her, and I'll say something and like she don't get the reference, you know what I mean? Because she's younger, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so if you like G.I. Jane is a 90s movie. The people in the room probably got the joke, but it's people who probably watch TV who probably had to Google what the fuck G.I. Jane was. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so you take something that would have been, 5-10 seconds of laughter in the room and then just forgotten about. Just like the Oscars. Like, can you remember a joke from last year's Oscars? Or the one before that? Or the one before? You see what I'm saying? And so that shit would have just been lost in the fucking annals of history and shit,
Yep.
And now, to EJ's point earlier, you turned it into something that's gonna live forever now,
Right. Not only that, but you know what I mean? Like, you set us back as a people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You showed the angry black man that everybody, all the racists, want to
Mm-hmm.
say about us. Like, well, you can't take these motherfuckers nowhere. You know what I'm saying? This is why we can't have a black judge. You know what I'm saying? Because they're angry.
I
Yeah.
feel bad. I feel bad for Lupita, man. Lupita, because him coming
Because she
back.
bald.
I mean, him. Well, not that, but because
Oh,
he comes back to the seat and he's still cursing at this dude, and she's sitting behind this motherfucker, like, "Yo, like
yeah,
you
she
gotta
was kind of
relax. Like, what are
she
you
was
Yeah.
taken
doing?
aback. Because they don't
Yeah."
talk like that in Africa. They don't they don't scream like that in
I mean, but you
you
like
know.
to VP's point, we millionaire people, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's in here with $4,000 to $20,000 suits and dresses on. Ain't nobody trying to see you in West Philadelphia shit. See, that's what fucked up and got you out of the state of Pennsylvania before, motherfucker. On the
Exactly.
court thinking you bad,
Yeah.
Shit
I don't
crazy.
I don't like the fact that everybody ran to him to console him either. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not the victim. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean, over the last 2 years he's
But
been the victim, but
but
that's his wife's
it's
fault.
right, but it's a cultural thing, like EJ talk about, like like when you think about like toxic masculinity, as an example, you know what I mean. People are looking at it like, oh, you can't disrespect a man wife. Like, I kept seeing that shit on Twitter all night, like, you know what I mean. Like, he
Right.
came at that man wife, you woo, woo, woo. And I get like the whole protector provider thing and that kind of thing like that. But this ain't the fucking 1800s no more. You know what I mean? Like, these women, like Jada's making her own money. She's a millionaire in her own right.
I was
You know
gonna
what I mean?
say Jada got more money than Chris Rock.
She probably got nah.
No.
Nigga, you ain't see set it off.
But
No.
but you know what I mean? So it's not like she's some fragile woman who can't.
Helpless,
I get it that
defenseless
she
babe.
has this illness that may make her feel self-conscious, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? But again, we're talking about some shit that was a joke. People laughed at it. We'd have moved on and nobody would have heard about this shit ever again. But you have to do something that makes this shit last forever. And now what's gonna happen to her feelings when this shit, social media, like she has a show on Facebook or Meta, whatever the fuck they're called. That I don't know if it's weekly, daily, whatever, the red table shit, but that shit is gonna be in the comments on every episode now. I don't know if she
Yeah.
reads the comments or whatever, but it's never going away.
Yeah,
So
and
you made it worse.
if you're the kids, if you're the kids of these people, they gotta be like, God damn, like, can y'all motherfuckers relax for once? Like,
Right.
and
That's
Right.
why
every comedian is gonna go super hard now until you
and
point
they
of the
should.
until your
And
point
they
of the
should.
toxic masculinity, right? Isn't this exactly what the fuck motherfuckers be saying we shouldn't do? Isn't
Mm-hmm.
this the toxic masculinity? Oh, you want to be machismo, you want to be the tough guy, and you want to step out there and do some radical shit. Isn't this what toxic masculinity is? I'm confused because those people in the room that say that one day, but then say it another day. When is it cool? When is it cool to haul up and slap another person?
It's not.
Right. And
It's
and
not.
When is
like
it cool?
one of the things I saw was they were saying that that Denzel was talking, and this surprised me from a guy like Denzel, and they said that he told Will Smith, whenever you reach the top, the devil come for you, or like something. I'm paraphrasing, but something along those lines. And I'm thinking, like,
Mhm.
nobody came for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Will Smith did all that shit on his own accord. You know what I mean? Like nobody came for him.
It's
So
it's okay and everyone's okay with it and laughy jokey, but what if he would have actually done damage to this man?
What if
Like,
he
right.
luckily
knocked them
Chris
out?
Rock, yeah, luckily Chris Rock could take it. You know what I'm saying? But what if he would have smacked him and Chris Rock would have went down, or he would have broke his fucking jaw or busted his lip, and now you got blood all over TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about what
Fell
could
off
have been.
stage. This
Yeah, like
would
it
have been
could
a
have been
gruesome, would
bad,
have been a
man.
gruesome scene
Yeah.
for what? Because you
Or
go,
or just what if Chris Rock didn't have the restraint and he would have
right,
hauled off, and these dudes is up there scrapping in the
for
middle of the
minutes.
Oscars.
Mhm.
What is that gonna show for us as a people? Forget about
Right.
them. They rich. They're millionaires. They're gonna be good for the rest of their life. Their kids are gonna be good. Their kids are gonna be good. But they're a
And
representative of us.
to your point, and it's impressionable on the youth because my children are talking about it.
Right.
To the point where I had to step in and say, okay, you think that shit is all right if you want to, but this the real world. You could lose your life or your
Right.
freedom doing that bullshit. And that's why the people that I'm sitting here looking at with sitting next to a husband at home who your husband, your husband ain't built like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? As men, we go out in the world and we have this idea of protecting our women, among the public and all of those things. And we all know where there's lines that you cross. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you can avoid it, yeah, because if you've been through anything real, you know the outcomes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And in this situation, I could understand if you were in the street, if this was a stranger, but the lives these people live, you got security 24/7. You ain't down here with the peons and the peasants. Then this is somebody you actually have a relationship with. So it's like,
Right.
damn, you just gonna haul off and smack me? Like, god damn.
Yeah.
And
And
to
somebody that you can bump elbows with. Go ahead, VP.
No, I was gonna say to that point that EJ just made. When you think about the consequences, right? Like speaking about like just normal people, not like rich folks and shit like that. I seen women on Twitter talking about, oh, if my man did something like that, anytime he want, it's always gonna be ready. Keeping it wet, woo, 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 all that kind of shit like that. And it's like your dude does that shit. He gets arrested. Now he got a record. He probably loses a job because he spent some time in jail or whatever. Now he go for the next job. You got to check the box. Have you ever been arrested before? All that kind of thing like that. And then now this shit hurts his ability to provide if y'all got kids or even if y'all break up for him going forward in his future. For what? To
Or
prove like
worse.
nobody talk about my woman like that. Like that's some bullshit, yo. Like
Or
that's not how
worse.
adults. That's not how adults resolve conflict. And like to EJ said, or worse, we live in an age now. You probably don't got to worry about that on the Oscar, where everybody walking around strapped. Everybody got the conceal. Everybody walking around with the crowd control.
Smack me if you want.
And while this kind of thing happened at the Oscars, when you have some comedian who's going to the to the Laugh Factory or some shit like that, like they're gonna be like, yo, one of you motherfuckers come on stage, you getting shot. And, and this shit is gonna get somebody hurt, especially when you think about those comedians, like to EJ's point, like a Corey Holcomb, like a DL type, the people who kind of go after the crowd. You know what I mean? This shit is gonna cause a fucking problem.
Yeah, they already deal with hecklers. You know what I mean? That's enough. You're dealing with hecklers. You got Karens. The world is opening back up. People are mentally unstable because they've been locked down for 2 years. We like animals. You just got to be better, man. You got to be better role model of a person. And I think Will Smith understands that now, right? Hindsight is always 20/20. But when you're in the public eye like that, you got to just like the decision just has to be better made. You have to think it through. And then, the video afterwards of him dancing and joking and come on, man. You supposed to go home. You supposed to go home. It's not supposed to be no fucking footage of you after that damn Oscars except going home. Because anything or getting punched in your face by Chris Rock. That's it.
Yo. I mean, and could Chris Rock have been more sensitive? Absolutely. Again, I don't know that telling a joke in that setting, in that atmosphere, and this dude's cracking on, and I mean, he's cracking on everybody. He set it up to where even the line before that, he set it up to where he's kind of bigging Will up in the sense that the guy that was running against him, is praying that Will wins. So I mean, he's clearly not coming from a place of malice. And I mean, listen, man, if you're a person out there that feels personally connected to it, you're that enraged where you feel like somebody should have got slapped for making a harmless joke like that, I don't know what else is going to set you off in this life. I don't know what else could just set you off to where you justify somebody getting slapped, and we just okay with people getting physically assaulted. When did that become cool?
End of the day, there's no ill will behind it, man. Like the joke about that is no different than somebody making a joke about Lizzo being fat. Because she might have something wrong with her what are these things? Thyroid.
Thyroid.
Yeah.
And to your point earlier, Steve, when you were like, "Oh, I can see like if it was like a cancer joke," right? I remember
Also, hi
in one of
Lizzo.
In one of Chris Rock's stand up in the 90s, he did a cancer joke, right? And the shit was funny, but he was talking about like how with like those you know the joint where they give the kid the Make-A-Wish thing, and he was saying like how the kids be always wishing for stuff like Disney World and stuff, and he was like, you know, why don't they be like, yo, like let me get some titties in my face or something like that, and everybody went crazy about it, you know, because it's not like he was being malicious, like saying like, oh, you got cancer, you're gonna, you know, you suck and that kind of shit like that, you know what I mean? He, you know, he was just saying like some of the shit that these kids are wishing for just seems like not a good like last wish kind of vibe, you know what I mean?
It's like their
And
parents trying to get a vacation. That's what he was
right,
trying to
you
say.
know, and so to the overall point that's being made is like it's not like he was being like super malicious, yo. Like, oh, you can be in this movie that starred a woman that was bald because you're bald. Ha ha. Like I don't it don't seem like a big fucking
Yeah.
party foul to me.
You know what? If you're that sensitive about it, put a towel on your head. Put like one of them wraps that they be putting. Like,
Or even nasty, like when you talk
or
about
wear
being
a
that
wig.
sensitive, it's like people who when you're out in public and they say shit like, oh, you know, I don't want people cursing in this public space because my kid's here. It's like, well, leave your fucking kid at home in an environment that you control. This is the goddamn public. I say what the fuck I want.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
It's a sports bar. There's men here.
Yeah. And that I don't know if you remember this. That happened to us, Steve. We was at B Dubs one time, and you know, we in there watching a game. We drinking, eating wings and shit. And this dude who's sitting in front of us, he keeps like, you know, looking back because he in there with his kids and shit. And I'm thinking, like, yo, like take the motherfuckers home, yo. Like you in a sports bar, dog.
You got full control of what happens in
Exactly. Yo,
your
get your
house.
shit to go and watch the game at home where you don't got to worry about motherfuckers rooting for their team being rowdy who are fucking drinking and shit. Like, we're in a goddamn sports bar, dude. You know,
Right.
I'm not going to go to the strip club and be like, yo, why all these titties out? Like, this shit is it's not right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit! Damn. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to repeat for the people in the back that didn't hear it, man. Don't have your man on this bullshit, bro. You know, it's one thing if you get touched. It's one thing, you know, a stranger comes up and verbally, you know, is assaulting you. You know, this is not going to the comedy show and you're in
Yeah,
the
there's
front
levels
row
to it.
and a motherfucker, you know, says a joke on you. It come on now. Like
Right.
even in 2016, Jada commented on the jokes that he had. He was just like, yeah, she was like, we public figures. We gotta roll with it. You know, they friends, they personal friends. Like it's just damn, you hauled off and smacked this dude.
Right. Unless
You
there
know,
was an entanglement we
Right.
don't know about.
And you know, some like again, like shit can be said malicious and some like this is kind of different. But I remember I was in the mall one time with my kid. He was probably like 3. And we saw a dude who had a prosthetic leg, but he had like the metal one, not the one that kind of looks like a, you know, like looks like it's real or whatever. And TJ saw him. He was like, "Dad, that guy's a Terminator," you know. And I was like, "Be quiet." And the dude was like, "It's all right, man. Don't worry about it." You know. And TJ kept saying, "Dad, I'm telling you, he's a Terminator." You know. And the dude just laughed
Goddamn
about it. You know what I
robot.
mean? But you know, it's not like I mean, this kind of shit could happen. It's not, but it wasn't nothing malicious. You know what I mean? It's not like dude, like, yo, what the fuck's wrong with your kid, dog? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's
yeah.
like sometimes you gotta chill, yo.
Yeah, it's a bad look, man. It's a bad look, and Will should, and to your point, Steve. I mean, he's clearly reached that breaking point, man. Because for you to be laughing, and you know, if you have loved ones and you can see that pain, you definitely understand. But you had some time walking up on that stage,
To
considering what the fuck
really
you was
think
about to
it
do.
through.
You
Yep.
know,
Because you
you
could have
had some
got there and
time.
just you could have got there and just you could have been different. It could have been different. You're
Could
right.
be like, yo, dog, listen, man, like apologize to her or something. Even get with who? I don't know. I don't know.
He
It's
could have
I
took
don't
the
know.
mic and said something to his wife. Hey, I love it, Baldy. Like some shit. Like he didn't have to hit her. Or hit
You
him.
have to hit
But
him.
listen, man, we got a whole week to digest this shit. Catch us on Sunday mornings live right here, same place. We usually aim for 9 a.m. But you know, the way
We
that
on
our
we on
time works,
Oscars awards. We on
yeah,
Oscars awards time
yeah, we
because
on
this is
special
now
time.
It's now officially the Negro Award Show.
So just look for the alerts, man. If you like and you subscribe, you'll get the alert instead. So people out, like us, give us some comments, feedback. We appreciate the participation in the chat, the comments. Shout out to those that did that. Shout out to those that have been in the DMs today and commenting and giving us some feedback and some thoughts to kind of discuss this evening. We appreciate that too. And we look forward to the next episode, which will be this Sunday, Cast Worthy Podcast, somewhere between 9 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look for us.
Ish.
Shout out to Biden with the plug in the Oscars.
Yeah. Black people bitching. All right, I got you.
Right. I got something for you fickle motherfuckers. Watch Mike Lowry real quick.
Reparations, you say?
Yeah. If you don't tweet about this, you ain't black. All right. All right, we out.
Oh shit.